Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
And we serve as the voice to the Tuval Black community.
Again, we got Dr. Candace Matthews.
A lot of these documents, looking at.
We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media.
This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for Black people, and we are tired.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
Hello everyone, my name is Naledi Mfoloe and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the latest edition of the African Diaspora News channel, where we unravel the stories that shape our world and our communities. Today we dive deep into the currents of information, from the pulse of politics to the heartbeat of entertainment. We've got it all covered, so please stay tuned for a news experience like no other. Now, today we delve into a harrowing experience of African women who, in search of better opportunities, find themselves trapped in a nightmare of exploitation and abuse in Gulf. Now, this is a story of hope turned to horror and a call to action for justice and change. Now, in a desperate bid to escape poverty and provide for their families, many African women, many who are still teenagers, often with little to no formal education, are lured by promises of decent wages and better futures as domestic workers in the Gulf. Now, they dream of earning a decent living as domestic workers in lavish homes where their earnings can actually support their loved ones back home. However, beneath this facade of opportunity lies a dark and harrowing reality, a new age of slavery. Now, desperate to provide for their families, they fall prey to unethical traffickers. The journey that begins with hope quickly spirals into a living nightmare. Now, the process often starts with advertisements, both online and offline, which depict Gulf countries as lands of opportunity. Now, recruitment agencies present themselves as legitimate businesses, offering contracts and even glimpses of lavish lifestyles to families who are eager for financial relief. Now, these agencies are highly skilled in manipulation, often using social media platforms and personal networks to scout for potential recruits. They assure the women that their families that they will be safe, well compensated, and treated fairly. But then they are sold, not employed, but sold, through apps available on Google and Apple stores. Now, these women are traded like commodities. Upon arrival, they are handed over to their new owners, who subject them to unimaginable slavery and torture. Let's have a look.
In the Gulf, women employed as domestic workers are being sold online via apps approved and provided by Google and Apple. It's been called an online slave market.
الو مرحبا. هلا كيفك شكرا. عم بتصل فيك بخصوص العاملة الأفريقية على فور سيل.
ايه انا شارون وبنت حلال وشوشة. ما تطلب شيء وآدمية.
في مجال شوفها اتعرف عليه انا وزوجي هون، هو هلا حد عم نتصل فيك.
حياكم الله.
شكرا.
شوفي هذا بابا هذا ماما. اسمها ايه اسمها عربي لانها مسلمة.
من غانا ولا من بنين؟
انا انسى من كذا ما غانا غينا مدري شنو.
من وين؟
ها؟
غينيا. اوكي.
وكل الناس تبي الخدم.
أكيد.
بس قدر الامكان نبي بيت خفيف.
قد ايه عمرك؟
شوفي ماما هذه ماما هذا بابا.
قد ايه عمرك؟
اقول لكم الصدق اترك الاوراق، اقول لكم الصدق يعني عشان ترى عندها سكر.
Now, the stories of torture and even death that emerge from these situations are chilling. Yet, despite the risks, vulnerable women continue to embark on this journey. Why? Because the desperate need to escape poverty and provide for their loved ones actually overrides the fear of the unknown.
تاني وما عندها مانع بالموضوع؟
لا أنا قلت لها.
ما قلت لها؟
ما عندها مشكلة، واحدة جاية بتشتغل.
App users were violating national and international law on modern slavery, human trafficking and forced labour by selling these women. They were also denying domestic workers their basic human rights.
إجازة بتاخد إجازة؟
لا إحنا ككويتيين ما نخلي صراحة إحنا مجرمين.
اوكي. بالنسبة للموبايل وهيك؟
لا انسى موضوع الموبايل هذا ما اعتقد انه يعني هذا من النوع اللي مو متعلم فاهمني؟
يعني ما بدها تتكلم مع اهلها مثلا اذا بتتكلم مع اهلها او كذا؟
يمكن مع اهلها تعطيكم مرة في الشهر.
والقانون ايش بقول طيب؟
القانون احنا ما نمشي على
It's not the only app being used to sell women online. The BBC found hundreds of domestic workers for sale on Saudi app Haraj and Facebook-owned Instagram.
كيف حالك أخي؟ إن شاء الله طيب.
The undercover team arranged to meet with some of the sellers in person.
إن شاء الله بخير. الله يسلمك.
One of them, who told us he was a policeman, urged our team to break the law by confiscating the domestic worker's passport and denying her any time off.
شو بسوي بالمرور شغله والنعم.
Personally, I think the root of the issue lies in the extreme poverty and lack of opportunities in many African countries. Women are desperate and traffickers exploit this desperation. To combat this, I think we need strong international laws and more rigorous enforcement of existing ones. But most importantly, I think we need to address the root causes, which are poverty and lack of education. There's also a critical need for better regulations of the tech platforms that actually facilitate this trade. Apps on major platforms like Google and Apple should not be allowed to host services that can be used for human trafficking. These companies must take responsibility and act swiftly to remove such apps. Now, apparently, these women are swiftly handed over to their employers and often having their passports and identification documents confiscated. Now, their movements and communications are tightly controlled, effectively trapping them in an environment where escape is nearly impossible. Now, the legal systems in many Gulf countries do not adequately protect foreign African workers. There's often a lack of will to prosecute abusers, and international pressure and diplomatic efforts are crucial. Countries need to hold the Gulf states accountable for these human rights abuses. Now, it's a complex issue that I think requires a multifaceted approach, addressing poverty, improving education, enforcing stricter international laws, and actually holding tech companies accountable are all vital steps. Each of these women is someone's daughter, someone's sister, and someone's mother. They deserve a chance at a better life, free from exploitation and abuse. We must continue to raise awareness, push for stronger laws, and demand justice. I believe that together we can make a difference. Now, with that being said, let's engage in the comment section, shall we? What are your thoughts in regards to this? Please be sure to give your opinion and give this video a thumbs up while you're at it. That's it from me. Till we meet again, it is goodbye for now.